Kevin McCarthy live out in Germantown. He's got a full list of things to watch this weekend, including Justice League. And Kev, I got to set aside about 4.5 hours, right, to take it all in?
Yeah. Good morning to you, Aaron. Yeah, this is a historic day for cinema. Zack Snyder's Justice League is finally out on HBO Max. If you're not familiar with the story, I'll give a brief explanation. Back in 2017, Joss Whedon's Justice League came out. Now, what happened was Zack Snyder had shot the film in 2016, had a family tragedy, stepped away from the project. Warner Brothers brought in Joss Whedon, the Avengers director, to basically reshoot and restructure the film. So the movie that came out in 2017 was not Zack Snyder's vision. So the fans rose up over a 3-year period with a hashtag, release the Snyder Cut. The actors got involved, and now the movie is finally out. It is 4 hours and 2 minutes. I've watched it 3 times. I'm in the middle of my 4th viewing right now. It is an absolute masterpiece. If you're a fan of Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman Ultimate Edition, the R-rated cut, this movie will blow your mind. I was so blown away by it from a visual standpoint. It's incredibly well structured and paced. Every single character, Superman, Batman, Cyborg, Flash, Aquaman, everybody gets Wonder Woman. They all get their own storylines as they rise up and become the Justice League. It's a very different film than you saw in 2017. I do want to mention that our producer, Chris Smith, he's a massive Justice League fan. Him and I are going to get together over Zoom sometime soon and record a reaction video. So make sure you look out for that on fox5dc.com on the YouTube channel. I love this film. I gave it a 5 out of 5. It is truly a masterpiece by Zack Snyder, one of my favorite filmmakers working today. It's on HBO Max, and I'll be watching it for the 4th time this weekend for sure. I love this movie so much, and honestly, Henry Cavill's the best Superman ever. I really believe that. I think Ben Affleck's the best Batman to play the screen. I know people say Keaton or Christian Bale, but I love Ben Affleck as Batman, and of course Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman is amazing. 5 out of 5 for Zack Snyder's Justice League. All right, also out today is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So we had a DC film, now we have the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you're a fan of the Marvel films, this takes place directly after the events of Avengers Endgame. At the end of Avengers Endgame, there was a very pivotal scene where Chris Evans, as Captain America, passed his shield along to Anthony Mackie, and now the question is, will Anthony Mackie become Captain America? And that is the actual storyline behind this 6-episode series. This will be premiering today, episode 1. It will come out weekly, so over the next 6 weeks, you'll be able to watch this show in the same vein you watched WandaVision. But I will say this show opens up very action-packed. It's not really in that sitcom world. It's very, very MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe driven. It's very, very cool. I love the first episode. It dives deeper into who Sam and Bucky are. Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie are phenomenal in the show, and the action is out of this world. So same director for all 6 episodes, basically a 6-hour movie. It's very, very well done. Only seen the first episode so far. That's streaming now on Disney+. All right, speaking of the Avengers, Benedict Cumberbatch. He also plays Doctor Strange. He's currently filming Doctor Strange 2 right now with director Sam Raimi. He's in a new movie this weekend called The Courier. It centers around the Cuban Missile Crisis. It's only happening in theaters this weekend. And I spoke to Doctor Strange himself, Benedict Cumberbatch, about his idea and thoughts on the future of cinema, because his movie, The Courier, is only playing in theaters this weekend. What is the future for cinemas? Here's what he had to say.
Benedict, congratulations too on the film. One of my favorite things about getting the junket invite for this was seeing in the headline, only in theaters. And I think, you know, we're in a very interesting time right now where we're seeing theatrical windows get shorter. But I think the theater experience is the most important thing really when it comes to cinema. Do you remember the last movie you actually saw in theaters prior to the pandemic? And what are your thoughts on just the future of the industry and the release of The Courier kind of going to theaters before it goes to streaming?
I honestly don't remember the last time I saw it in a theater. I think it possibly could have been on a date night. It could have been Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But yeah, I think the future going forwards is going to have to be a mixture. Streaming was with us before the pandemic, so it's obviously become far more vital as a means of communicating and sharing work. But yeah, I'm with you. I love the live experience as such, with a proper venue, with a proper outlet, with a cinematic experience. Even more so, I suppose, with theatre and music, but I think it's as vital to really appreciate the full scale of craftsmanship that goes into making films. They are movies. They are made for big screens with a big soundscape to be watched in a big dark space. And,
Yep.
you know, not everyone has a screening room. So it's a nice thing to be able to share that communality. And I think it's going to be a very emotional moment when we do again. I think there'll be cause for lots of people, however we are distanced, to then maybe hang around and talk about it afterwards, about what it feels like to sat in a darkened room with people you don't know, how long it took to push the anxiety out of you, to focus on the work and then revel in that experience. I think it's going to be quite an emotional thing in a weird way. We won't know how much we've missed it until we're actually in that theatre watching that film.
I miss it so much. I mean, I actually went and saw like Tenet 4 times during the pandemic in IMAX just because I wanted to go to a theater. I missed it so much. But
good for you. I just missed the window here for Tenet, and it was starting. The R rate started to rise again. I thought, I can't risk it. I was already in pre-production for this, and anyway. But yeah, it's this being Doctor Strange. But yeah. So yeah, but that is definitely a film that deserves to be seen on the big screen. I'd happily go and watch it on the big screen again.
All right, that's Benedict Cumberbatch, who's a big supporter of the big screen, just like I am. His movie, The Courier, is only playing on the big screen today, starting today. It's called The Courier. It's out in theaters now, if you're interested in seeing that. Also, what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks leading up to the Academy Awards is talking about films that are nominated and how you can watch them prior. So the film I chose today is Promising Young Woman. Now, we had the chance to actually speak with Carey Mulligan and Emerald Fennell, who are both nominated for Oscars for this film. You can go to Fox 5. DC.com to watch that interview. But this film is absolutely incredible. It centers around basically the idea that Carey Mulligan's character goes to bars and she pretends to be drunk, and then while there, a guy will walk up to try and quote-unquote help her, but he then goes home with Carey Mulligan's character, and she is actually not drunk, and it's kind of it's a very interesting world that she kind of plays with in terms of revenge. So I will say this, the film is incredibly well done. I think Carey Mulligan deserves to win for this performance. She's nominated for Best Actress as well. So very, very, very powerful film. It's available on streaming and on demand. You can get it on like iTunes or Amazon for rental or purchase, I believe. So also today, we're seeing a lot more movie theaters open. So AMC theaters are opening up around the area. So definitely check out your local listings. I really want to get back in the theaters. I miss it so much. I've seen Tenet 12 times now, but only 4 times in theaters. I will gladly go back and watch it multiple times if it reopens in our area. So hopefully it will, but watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. It is amazing. It's on HBO Max, and it's a really incredible, monumental cinematic achievement. Back to you guys in studio.
Looking forward to it.
Also saw Promising Young Woman. It was a good movie. The ending was great.
Yeah.
Really?
The ending was great.
Yeah.
Okay, I have
ending's
that
crazy.
to watch. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
Added to my list too, Hall.
All right. Thank you, Kevin.